Meal prep should make life easier, not take over your Sunday. I'm Jenna, I'm a mum and also environmental health officer. Now I've seen the behind the scenes of hundreds of real kitchens, not the aesthetic ones, the busy, chaotic, everyday kind. And here's what I've learned. You do not need a 4-hour Sunday cooking marathon to help make your week easier. Even professional kitchens don't rely on one massive prep session to survive the whole week. Now, don't get me wrong, a power Sunday every now and then, great. I love them, but every week is not sustainable. So today I'm showing you 4 types of meal prep and exactly how to combine them so they work in real life and in normal, busy, everyday chaos. The biggest mistake you can make is thinking meal prep has to mean complete, ready-to-eat meals. It doesn't, and in fact, that's usually why it fails. Sometimes meal prep is just prepping single ingredients, and honestly, that is the one thing that has changed everything for me and is something I see being used in busy professional kitchens all the time. And you don't even need to set aside any extra time to do this. You could just do a little more whilst you're already cooking. So for example, if you're chopping an onion, chop 2. If you're already slicing peppers, slice more. If you're grating cheese, do the whole block, that kind of stuff. Setting yourself up for future meals where future you won't even need to get a chopping board out. You can also take 10 minutes before your food shop arrives to chop and freeze anything that's left in the fridge, so you're not wasting it, and it's also prepped for when you do need it. So when you slice these ingredients, you can either store them in the fridge if you know you're going to use them in the next couple of days, or you can freeze them as well. Now you can freeze so many foods. I'm talking everything from the ones I've just mentioned, onions, peppers, cheese, but as well as things like minced garlic, chopped mushrooms, prepped kale, chopped celery, even things like spinach or cucumber or some grated carrots. And there's a link to the full list of single ingredient foods you can prep in the description below. Now, as a quick tip though, when it comes to freezing single chopped ingredients, freeze it on a baking tray lined with baking paper for a couple of hours first, and this will help stop it all from sticking together. And then once it's frozen solid, you can then transfer it to a labeled freezer bag and everything will be individual rather than frozen as a big brick. Now, this kind of meal prep may not be as aesthetic as the rows of identical containers, but trust me, it will save you money and it will make meal times noticeably easier, which is ultimately the goal. The next level is building a backup because let's face it, sometimes you do need more than a chopped onion to come to your rescue. And that's where method 2 comes in. Batch cooking. Every so often, maybe once a month, I'll deliberately top up the freezer with things that I know will make life easier. So things like breakfast muffins, homemade chips, bread in some chicken goujons to make chicken nuggets, or my favorite, my hidden veg pasta sauce. I also like making some chicken and broccoli pastry parcels every so often as well, just to switch things up. Things that be cooked or reheated straight from frozen. Now, for example, my tomato pasta sauce takes 20 minutes for me to make it, but it will give me 12 meals out of. So I'm happy to give up that little pocket of time. And not only does it mean I can have a dinner on the table in minutes, but it also helps me out if we're having something spicy. I've got 2 girls, so if there's something I know the kids won't eat or something I don't want to serve them, like I love vodka pasta, for example, but there's something hugely satisfying knowing I can give them their own version, which is packed full of veg rather than my vodka version, without making 2 dinners. Anyway, my point here is that you can use small pockets of time to quietly build a backup, and it doesn't have to be a Sunday, it doesn't have to be weekly, it just has to happen occasionally, and you're not trying to win the week right in front of you. Now, in my kitchen, there's one rule that saves more time than almost anything else. If it freezes well, never cook it once. And that brings me to method 3. There are certain meals I simply refuse to cook just once. Doubling, even tripling a recipe usually adds only a few extra minutes, means I need to use a bigger pan, but no real extra time, and it gives you an entire future dinner or 2. And this isn't about cooking more often, it's about squeezing more value out of the effort you're already putting in. So the easiest meals that I like to double up on are our standard meals like cottage pie, spaghetti bolognese, if we're making a pie fillings, curries. I love doubling up curries because it builds up my takeaway stash, mac and cheese, soups, anything that freezes and reheats well. Now, if you only ever make enough for one meal of any of those, you're missing a trick. Now, just make sure when you are doubling up that you cool the leftovers within 2 hours. You don't want to put a pan of hot food straight into the fridge or freezer. I'll save the why for another video, but instead put the pan in some cold water. It only needs 15-20 minutes. It'll bring the temperature down quickly, and then you can portion it up into individual portions and freeze that flat. That extra dinner will take up hardly any space in your freezer, and you've got a night or two of cooking. Now, the last method is the fastest way I know to prep multiple dinners at once. You can set yourself up for several future meals in under 20 minutes. Convenience doesn't need to mean a takeaway or supermarket ready meals. You can create that same convenience yourself and make dump bags. Now, whether you use them in the slow cooker or for oven baking, things like Hunter's chicken, for example, or even a stir-fry dump bag. Now, this is actually very similar to method 1, but instead of freezing single ingredients, you're combining everything from a full recipe into one freezer bag. So you're talking protein, veg, seasoning, sauce, that kind of thing. But if you're using this method, especially if you're cooking these in the slow cooker, don't make the mistake of not defrosting the dump bag first. Frozen meat in a slow cooker is a no-no from a safety perspective. So instead, move the bag into the fridge the day before and let it defrost safely, and then pop it on the day into the slow cooker. If it's still slightly frozen in the morning, you can always run the bag under some cold water to finish defrosting it quickly, so you get the same convenience. It's just much safer. And that's it. 4 realistic ways to meal prep without sacrificing your Sunday. It isn't about being perfect. It's about building systems that work in real life. If this gave you a different way of thinking about meal prep, please make sure you hit like, and it really helps people see it. And let me know in the comments your favorite prep ahead meal below, because I'm all for stealing ideas from each other. See you on the next one.